Hi class, in this video I'll be showing you how to complete the timed writings. When you go to the weekly lessons, you are going to have this reminder box that for timed writings, make sure that you do each of them twice. If you only submit one timed writing, you will get an automatic 50 or F grade for that timed writing. If you submit your timed writing 3 or more times, keep in mind that I'm only going to take your first 2 submissions when I grade them. And so when you scroll down, generally before your regular GDP assignments, you'll have the timed writings which are due on Wednesdays by 11:59 p.m. And so it's going to have this number, 62. The letter might be A, B, C, or D. 62 just stands for the lesson number. It also tells you the page, and then again, make sure you complete them by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. So when you open up your e-text, we're going to go to lesson 62, I believe that was, and I've already forgotten the page number, but I believe that was page 239. Okay, so on page 239, notice that we have the 5-minute timed writing. You can disregard these numbers on the left and the right. What we want to focus on is the basic text here that we'll be typing. On the left, it does tell you to take 2 5-minute timed writings. And your goal is to see if you can get at least 40 words per minute. The 5 and the apostrophe stands for 5 minutes, and the 5E is indicating that we want to try to get you to type with no more than 5 errors. And so let's open up our GDP course site. From the main lessons, we'll go to part 4. Remember, we're still in unit 13. I'll go down to lesson 62. And here is the 62C 5-minute timed writing. You can also access the timed writings by clicking on timed writings. I'm just going to click 5 minutes here and then click OK. But make sure that on the left side that you search for the correct timed writing. So I'll click on 5 minute and it's going to be 62C. Again, make sure you click on 5 minutes and then click OK. So this isn't going to start until you actually start typing, meaning notice that we have this 5-minute timer here. And so that 5-minute timer won't start until we actually start. On the left here, notice that again it has your goals, which is at 40 words per minute at 5 minutes with no more than 5 errors. Word wrap is on, and what that means is that you're going to type it as you see here, but notice that it says digital photography has revolutionized the way we take. So you're not going to press enter after the word take. You're just going to continue on typing. The only time that you're ever going to press enter is after each of the paragraphs. If you finish typing all 3 of these paragraphs before the 5 minutes is up, you need to continue typing those 3 paragraphs over and over again until the 5-minute timer has stopped. And so this is why in the getting started section, I think that it did mention that you should have access to a printer. So it is really useful if you can print out this page so that it's in front of you, because we don't want you to have this, blocking where you need to type. One thing you can do is to snap both screens if you only have one monitor, so that you can see both the e-text page as well as this section here. So I'm going to start typing. Notice that it's tabbed in. So I'll hit my tab key and then I'll start typing. And I'm going to pause this while I finish typing my 5 minutes. Okay, and I've turned the recording back on just so we can see what happens once the 5-minute timer ends. Okay, so it tells me that I completed this exercise and I need to click next attempt to repeat the timed writing. You'll notice that as I scroll up before I click next attempt, I can see where I had any typos, so I forgot the O in photography. Okay, and I might have also forgotten a word here and misspelled a few words. Okay, here notice that we have hour in brackets indicating that I forgot the entire word hour. But I'll go ahead and click next attempt, and then just like the previous attempt, it won't start, or the timer won't start until I press my tab key, and then I'll type in the same thing again, making sure to continue if I finish all 3 paragraphs over and over again until the 5-minute timer is up. Okay, and it's just about done. And so here was my other attempt, my second attempt. And so if I scroll through, I don't see any errors, which is great. So to view your gross words per minute, and keep in mind the grading scale in our course syllabus regarding your gross and net words per minute. So your net words per minute takes your gross words per minute, and for every error you have, we're going to subtract 2 points. And so I think it was maybe, if I had 5 errors in my first attempt, then that would be a 10-point deduction from my gross words per minute. Okay, here on my second attempt, it says 65 words per minute. This is my gross words per minute, so how many words per minute I typed before errors. Because I didn't have any errors, it says 0E. That means that 65 words per minute is also my net words per minute. And we can see our scores by going to My GDP. In the student portfolio, I'm going to type in 62 and press enter. So in addition to seeing your scores for the individual assignments, notice here I have the 62C 5-minute timed writings, and it does tell me how many attempts you've done. Keep in mind that I'm only going to take your first 2 attempts, and it shows you your gross words per minute and the number of errors. So if you typed 55 words per minute with 3 errors, that's going to be a 6-point deduction. And so 55 minus 6 is 49. So 49 would be your net words per minute. For your second attempt, at 62 words per minute with 1 error and 2 points deducted for each error, so 62 minus 2 would be 60 words per minute. And I'm going to take the higher of the 2 attempts. And so even though I'm going to take the highest of your 2 attempts, you're still required to do each of those 2 times. Okay, and as I mentioned in the Lamaku lesson, if you take it 3, 4, or 5 times, any more than 2 times, I'm still only going to take your first 2 attempts. So even if you do better on your 3rd attempt, keep in mind I'm going to disregard any scores or attempts over 2. So I'm taking the higher of your first 2 attempts. You are required to do your timed writings twice. So you should see attempt number 1 and attempt number 2 here. Okay, and so that's how you complete the timed writings.